Hey guys, so I've been trying to ask a lot of questions about G5, and I think I have one little thing I want to ask you. But let me just try and ask this. Sunset, I'm glad you actually took over my class. I didn't think you would. But I guess since you're already here, I can probably take over. So, anyways, class, today we're going to be talking about where it is in G5. Alright, I see your point. Okay, so where is G5 placed? Outside of Equestria? Inside of Equestria? We don't really know. But is it outside? If so, is that why Twilight isn't around? Is that why no of the princesses are mentioned? No, realize that why we think about it, that Discord isn't around or anything like that. Like, any of the main six aren't around except for the beginning of the movie. If we really think about it, is there any place outside of Equestria that we have to decipher or maybe look at? For all we know, this could be maybe the places that we've seen could be the Alcon civilization, but it could be further in the future or further in the past. Maybe it's not. It's not anything that we have to look at exactly. But think of how Twilight was, from her just being a unicorn to alicorn to princess at the Camelot Castle with Spike, but also being further in the future for such an ecosystemically higher community that we have, or higher technology that they had back then. Now, if you really think about it, there is no technology in Ponyville whatsoever, or in Camelot or the Christian Empire anywhere. There's no technology anywhere. So, are we led to believe that maybe Bing or anything in the Pegasi community has something like that? Because if you look when Itzy and Izzy and Sunny went to the Pegasi City, there were screens everywhere. It was like Tokyo. It was like it was amazing the technology that they had, the cell phones that they had. It was amazing. So even the dungeon that Sunny and Izzy went into was like luxury. Why is that? Did the Pegasi think they were bigger than anyone else? Every pony knows that even though Equestria is not actually inside a lot of things, my philosophy is that every race has its own kind of ecosystem or economy or community that they go off of. And with that being said, it doesn't matter about the race. It matters about what you think of it as a community or what you have as an economy. Now, if you really think about it, if you really take time to consider it, what would it be if you could just like live in that world for maybe 5 minutes or maybe an hour or maybe days, weeks, months, years? What could it be to have something of that magnitude have an impact on your life? Now back to the main question. Where is it? Well, we can assume it's not in Equestria because in Equestria we didn't have any technology. So I'm beginning to think that technology was after Twilight's reign, and maybe just maybe after Twilight maybe moved on or stayed in Equestria, but instead of being in Equestria at that time, we finally decided to go outside of Equestria to a different part of the world that we didn't know, that we had to explore, that we had to make sure that no pony else knew about. Now, that also leads me to my next question. What made them split up? Because we already explored outside of Equestria, but what if we didn't? Where would we be? We would repopulate Camelot. We would repopulate Ponyville. We would the Christian Empire, the Manhattan, Philadelphia, Saudi Arabia, Yakistan, maybe even the Dragonlands. That makes me believe that not only did we find something different, we found a new world that was outside of where we usually were, outside of our comfort zone. So the civilization of the Alicorns seems better and better because it could be that ancient civilization that they were in G5. But that doesn't explain anything. If that was actually true, then we would have alicorns in that area. We would have the alicorns in that town. But since we don't, we only have 3 main tribes that were there. We don't have 4. We don't have anything. All we have is those three tribes trying to get back together. But Sunny thinks we can do all this together. There are 3 elements: Earth, Pegasi, and Unicorn. Why are there only 3? Why not maybe 4, like we see in G4? Now I can see your concern about this, but what if we have something different to contribute to the generation of G5? Many people think that we have the capability to make things better than what we have, but in the main reason that I'm trying to convince you into, it's not the same without Celestia and Luna, or even Twilight, or Cadence. We have multiple things that we have to look into, like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, tier 15. There's a lot of steps we don't know about. We can go to tier 4 to tier 16 or 15. That's what we have. We don't have any of the other steps that we're supposed to have. We have nothing. Literally nothing that we can do. Now work with me here. What would be the best way to decipher what you look at within the economy that they have today? Ponyville doesn't even exist anymore. Camelot doesn't. Anywhere inside of Equestria does not exist anymore. It's all outside of Equestria. Therefore, we cannot assume anything. We can't assume where it is. We can't assume where it began. We can't assume anything from being outside of Equestria. But where is it? So, we have to say it's outside of Equestria, like I said. But if you think of it outside of Equestria, you have to think about what has it not shown us. It's shown us quite a bit already, but has it shown us everything? Possibly. But leave your thoughts and comments. And until next time, this is Professor Ember signing off. Until next time. Class is dismissed.